Gardening rules are like the backbone of every gardener's guidebook. We all learn them early on, pass them along with confidence, and cling to them as gospel. But what if breaking just one of those sacred rules could open your garden to a whole new world of growth, health, and creativity? Today, let's dive into the one garden rule I always break, and why it transformed everything about the way I garden, helping me cultivate thriving plants that are resilient and joyful. This isn't about reckless rebellion, but about learning when to trust your soil, your plants, and your intuition over convention. The traditional gardening rule I'm speaking of is the classic: space your plants evenly, give them plenty of room, and don't crowd them. It's sound advice at first glance. Plants do need air circulation and space to grow. But over time, I discovered that sticking rigidly to this rule was limiting my garden's potential. In fact, breaking it by intentionally planting more densely layering plants with complementary habits and intertwining herbs and flowers in close quarters turned out to be a game changer. This approach gave my garden a natural diversity, vibrant microclimates, and a healthier ecosystem that outperformed rows of strictly spaced plants. One of the biggest revelations came when I started companion planting, placing herbs like basil close to tomatoes or marigolds nestled among vegetables. By breaking the spacing rule, these plants support each other, deter pests, and even improve flavor. Dense planting creates shade to keep soil moist longer and encourages beneficial insects while crowding out weeds naturally. This more integrated garden works with nature's rhythms rather than imposing rigid human patterns. Another reason why breaking the overcrowding taboo revolutionized my garden is soil health. Denser planting means roots fill the space efficiently instead of lying dormant or competing too harshly. With overlapping root systems, soil stays aerated, moisture is distributed more evenly, and plants share nutrients in a healthy balance. This results in thicker, more nutrient-rich soil that reduces the need for chemical fertilizer or frequent watering. Of course, this approach requires paying close attention to the needs of individual plants and, maintaining a vigilant eye on any signs of stress or disease. It isn't a free-for-all, cram everything in philosophy, but rather a carefully balanced layering of plants that have compatible growth habits and timing. For example, tall, sun-loving plants can shield more delicate, shade-preferring herbs beneath them. Fast-growing annuals can be interplanted with slower perennials, which, honestly, maximizes space and productivity through the season. Breaking this rule also invites you to reconnect with your garden on a deeper level. It encourages observation, experimentation, and tuning into natural signals, rather than just, following a checklist. With experience, you'll learn which plants thrive close together and which, really need more personal space. This intuitive gardening creates a dynamic, resilient environment adapted to your climate, soil, and those unique garden microhabitats. The benefits, really do extend beyond just healthier plants. A densely layered garden creates richer habitats for pollinators and beneficial insects, which in turn enriches biodiversity in your outdoor space. And honestly, it also adds striking visual appeal, a tapestry of textures and colors that draws the eye and just invites exploration. Many gardeners actually find this approach more satisfying because it feels alive, fluid, and less like strict human design. If you're hesitant about breaking this rule, just start small. Try planting a few companion pairs closely, or maybe cluster your herbs in layered beds. Observe how your soil responds, and watch for signs of pest balance and plant vigor. With time, you may find your confidence growing and your garden flourishing in ways you never imagined. Embracing this one garden rule break, honestly, reshaped how I grow, care for, and cherish my plants. It taught me that gardening isn't just about following instructions, but about dialogue with the living soil and the ecosystem. By daring to challenge an old rule, my garden became more productive, more sustainable, and, more joy-filled. If this story resonates and you're eager to explore gardening beyond the usual limits, Subscribe to Gentle Herb Living for more honest, practical, and deeply rooted gardening wisdom. Share this video with fellow gardeners ready to grow in new ways, and let's nurture a community that celebrates the art of intuitive, nature-friendly gardening. Together, we'll keep discovering how bending the rules just a little can lead to extraordinary results.